Hi all. Today we will talk about energy sector. In this video, I will mainly go over what are top holdings of energy sector, where I think energy sector is headed. We'll briefly talk about the companies like Chevron, ExxonMobil. Then we will also touch base on the companies which actually provide the infrastructure, your Halliburton, etc. We will touch base on Brent crude futures. Then after that, I will talk about what industry analysts are thinking, where they think this sector is headed. And in the end, I will have my takeaway where I think this all will go in near term. So let's start with that. So we'll first talk about what are some of the top holdings of energy sectors. You are looking at your ExxonMobil, Chevron, Total Energies, ConocoPhillips, BP, etc. So let's try to understand the operations, how these companies make money, what are the dependencies that we see here. So most of these companies that I'm talking here, they are involved with your production, exploration, refinement, distribution of crude oil and natural gas. So there is a huge dependency on where the crude oil prices are today, where they are headed, where the gas prices are today, where they are headed. So there is like this huge dependency that is always there. And then you talk about ExxonMobil, like, and how they make money. You talk about ConocoPhillips. You talk about your Phillips 66. Um, they all in the same. They have the same business model. Then you have companies like Halliburton, Schlumberger. What they do is they actually provide your infrastructure in terms of oil field services, completion and production of oil wells, hydraulic fracturing, maintenance, etc., drilling, evaluation. Then they provide other solutions around distribution as well. So because I see these companies and then your oil producing companies, there is a very high correlation, and you will see in a second why I'm saying that. And then we'll talk about your Brent and crude futures, where they are heading today. So let's dig into the sector itself. So right now I have opened Outlier dashboard. Let me change the screen here so you guys can see it. Okay. XLE, we have seen a recent run up in energy sector, and in fact, I was going through some of the news here. I was looking at one of the commentary from one of the senior VP from Morgan Stanley, Jim, and he is very bullish on energy. Of course, look at the energy sector here. From last 2 months, it is going up, right? So I'm sure like he is bullish on that. And looking at where crude prices are headed, he may be thinking about that, hey, energy sector may keep on going up, which can be true. But you have to be very careful when you see a big run up in any industry or in any sector or in any company. That is probably one of the time when you should be careful whether you it's a right time to get in or not. So we'll still look at some of these other commentary, and then you have someone from Citi commenting that, hey, oil prices will come down with incremental supply from United States and Canada in Q4. So that is opposing view of what Jim was saying from Morgan Stanley. And then you have another viewpoints um, on energy sector, like these analysts are saying that, okay, the gas prices are going to stay up, the consumers are going to feel the pinch. And then you hear about Fed, right? So Fed is saying no recession. Now, in order to have no recession, you need to control your inflation, you need to control your prices. And if energy prices, if the oil prices are going to keep up, if they keep on climbing, then I don't know how they're going to back that narrative. So again, let's start looking into what outlier data is saying. A quick tutorial on what I'm looking at. So this blue line, this oscillator, is when the oscillator is going down. There is a very high probability the price is going to follow. It's going to go down, and when it change direction, again there is a very high probability. Then you will see a price run up, which was kind of true in most recent um, chart that we are seeing here. That oscillator was inching up, and we have seen the energy sector, pretty much all the companies within sector, going in that upward direction. And if you look at the how the constituents, how the companies within that sectors are where they are right now, and I'm looking here, and I'm seeing that there are almost 80 plus 80% plus companies in greed right now. So I need to be very very careful if I'm like, hey, I want to go long, or I'm very bullish on energy sector because I have seen a recent run up. This may be the time when you want to wait if you're trying to get into energy sector, because there may be a correction. May happen today, may happen in few weeks, may happen in a month, but there is a correction that is going to happen, and that is going to happen very soon. So we saw a sell signal here, which gives me that flag that, hey, I need to watch energy sector very closely. Second thing that I look here is this fear and greed chart, where dark greens are like when investor fears, the investor greed is high. So when investor greed is high, you want to be very very careful when you're getting into any stock or any sector at that point of time. And when investor fear is high, right? So when you're fearful, be greedy. When they are greedy, be fearful. So based off of that, I'm trying to make sure that the energy sector is whether it's you want to go long or you want to wait. My opinion is we probably need to wait, or I probably wait. I won't get into energy sector right now. uh, let's look into some of the other constituents for the energy sector. Philips 66, same story. It has seen a recent run up, right? The prices have inched up in last couple of months. Great, great for the sector. But we saw a recent sell signal in on this stock, and I want to be very very careful if I want to go long in energy sector. Same story with ConocoPhillips. It has seen that recent run up, but I want to be very very careful. Now, when we talk about companies like Halliburton, right? So remember the companies which provide these infrastructure support to oil producing companies. They also have seen a recent run up. Why? Because they are very highly correlated with those companies, and when they go up, they usually go up. When they are in that downward trajectory, you'll probably see the same effect for these companies as well. So Halliburton and Schlumberger, so they have seen a recent run up, and in fact, I'm seeing a sell signal on Schlumberger. So that tells me that I need to be very very careful when looking into energy sector. uh, and so if I let me pull the futures. So today at least the oil, I know Saudi Arabia and Russia is cutting back on supplies, which is not a good news for the oil prices. But because of the political reason of geopolitical reasons, and I believe US may increase the production in very near future. I may be wrong, but at least we will see, and we'll see where the prices will go from here. But again, my takeaway is you need to be careful with the energy sector if you are bullish right now, especially if you are trying to get into energy sector. So you need to be careful. Thanks all for joining today, and I will see you on Thursday.